Okie dokie, hello. Good morning. Beautiful day here. Happy summer solstice. We are going to take you through a little practice that encourages lightness. So not too much talk about this. We'll do level 1 to 2, maybe 30 to 45 minutes. We'll see.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Take it where you want to go and have fun, play. Okay. Let's start in crouching cat. Cool. So hands as wide as the mat, feet as wide as the mat. Chin comes just past your wrists. Think more plank-like position. And then push the mat away super strong. Fill into your upper back, shoulder blades spread. Knees bend, heels hover. Knees energetically push outwards to lift your glutes upwards. We activate the whole posterior chain of the body. So back line of your legs, hamstrings, glutes. Allow your belly to be soft and have your head reach forward as your hips move back. So you have this opposing force of heart stretching forward, hips stretching back. A couple of bends and extends here. Keep your arms so straight, push the mat away. And we can even exaggerate this motion of our belly stretching where our head is stretching away from our hips so far. Awesome. A couple of bends and extend, a couple of cat burglar hops. You're doing bends and extends. Hopping forward and hopping back. Landing as lightly as you possibly can with the paw of your foot, so the toe pads and mounds. Arms push so straight. Give your hands some action so they really paw and grip the mat. And then hop back, crouching cat. Cool. Let's twist our cat to the right. Toes go to the right, knees go to the right. Hips sit towards your heels. Left ear drops to left shoulder. Pick your right ribs up. Sitting down, lifting up. Big arch. You can imagine you have these helium balloons in the right side of your ribs picking you up. Annie keeps her fingers connected here, so it's almost like she has this resistance line to stretch into. She can crawl them forward a little bit, makes the stretch all that much sweeter and deeper. Come back to center and let's switch directions. Toes to the left, knees to the left, twisted cat to the left. Right ear drops down to right shoulder. Left ribs pick up towards the sky. Keeping that little connection, fingers creep forward maybe, so we deepen the stretch all along our left side. Hips sit back. Big lift up, arch over. Awesome. Come back to center. Let's narrow our knees to lower our knees. Keep pushing the mat away to stay broad through your shoulders. Walk your knees back, panther prep. Let's get into it right away. So panther prep, aka push-ups. Take your hands just off of the mat onto what is the wood here, but the floor in your case, whatever it is. Heels are going to energetically pull towards her glutes. This is like a hamstring curl. If I was to come behind her, and if you have somebody to do this for you, and hold on to her heels, she would resist into them. This makes the push-up so light. She's going to come down halfway, keep space between her shoulders, and then come back up. Top of her head reaches forward, belly stays long, soft but strong. Glutes stay engaged. She keeps the posterior chain engaged with that energetic hamstring curl, heels pulling in towards her glutes. Couple more. Last one, come down halfway and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push all the way up, sit back onto your heels. Hero your ankle, so pulling the top of your foot towards your knee to hollow your ankle. Knees energetically push out, both hands find ecstasy, cup the back of your head, elbows face forward, in line with your nose. Let's find a little length in our belly. I find this is a beautiful way to start a morning. So sitting down, allowing your hips to glide back, and then lifting up, stretching your forearms up towards the sky. So we find all the length on all sides of our belly, front, sides, and back. Lift up, stretch long, You can imagine your ribs stretching away from your hips. She supports her head super strong with her hands so that she's not crunching her cervical. She's maintaining that lovely little curve there. Lower back stays moving in as knees energetically push out, glutes lift up to support it. Rock on, come back. Down, hands touch down, dome to bright, crouching cat. Let's take our right knee out to the side, dome right fingertips. Great, so she's going to push so strong with her left hand into the mat. Right fingertips, dome, so light she could tap, tap, tap. And she's going to use the very tips of her fingers to push the mat away to fill more into her upper back. Left ear can drop a little bit down to left shoulder to pick ribs up, using them like a flotation device. Left knee energetically pushes to the left side of the mat, and right knee pulls more forward to send hips more back. Lower down, switch sides. Left knee goes out, dome left fingertips. Left knee pulls forward, hips move back. Right ear drops to right shoulder to pick left ribs up, flotation device. Left fingertips nice and light on the mat, and she uses those tips of her fingers to push away, her arms straight, fill into her upper back. Lower down. Cool. Let's have a couple hops on the spot this time. So arms push so straight. Give your hands some action so fingertips paw the ground. And she's going to hop and just leaving her knees at a 90-degree angle so that she's not kicking her bum. She's hopping a little bit more stable. Landing as lightly as she possibly can. Maybe hopping to handstand if that's in your practice. Cool, and then hop all the way up to the top of the mat, lift up, recovery pose. Recovery pose, feet is not as wide as the mat. Feet hip distance apart, knees bend. Little fingertips, like the most sensitive part, the tip of your fingers can rest gently on the top of your thighs, and then arms can push straight to lift your heart high, lift your chin, lift your gaze. Big full inhale, and full exhale. Both hands find ecstasy, cup the back of your head. Couple of crescents to start the morning. So sitting down, hips energetically push out to the side, and then she's going to take a big arch over to the right. Sit down, hips glide back, big lift up, arch over to the right. She can think about picking up her bottom left ribs, lifting them up towards the sky, and stretching her left elbow all the way over to the right. Hands support her head, head pushes into her hands, knees keep pushing out. She finds a little bounce, a little pulse, because fascia loves stretching with movement. Awesome, come back up the center, and little recalibration. We're gonna go over to the left, so sit down, hips glide back, big lift up, arch over to the left. Picking up your bottom right ribs, finding movement, knees keep pushing outwards, hips stay level, and then stretch your right elbow all the way over to the left. Come back up the center. Release your hands, fingertips connect, globe. Hands nice and low down by your belly button, elbows push forward, big circle from above. We push elbows forward to create space through our upper back, shoulder blades spread, chin lifts, knees bend. Let's take a little step back with our right foot, so little dig forward, little drag back to step right foot back, mini lunge. Knees bend, hips glide back. Taking a twist to the left, just twisting with the ribs. As you go, pick up your right butt, so that little parallel park action, yay. This keeps your hips level as you twist. Maybe you hover your front heel. Lift your chin, elbows push forward, knees energetically push outward. Chin stays in line with your sternum. So in these bowspring twists, we're not cranking. We're not trying to get the deepest twist. We're just twisting to capacity, so just little nice da, da, da. Come back to center. Lower your front heel, big bend in your knees, pick up your back foot, propeller pose. Torso leans forward at a 45-degree angle. Elbows keep stretching forward, standing leg stays bent, and right heel energetically pulls towards right glute. Think hamstring curl. Up and down times 3. Awesome. And then when it's been 3, swing right ankle, cross ankle squat. Cool. Sit nice and low. Narrow your right knee towards the front and release your hand, one to the inside of your knee and one to your ankle or heel. We narrow the right knee forward so that our groins can sit down and move back. Sit a little bit lower and then allow your arms to push straight to allow your belly to bow forward. Chin lifts. Yeah. Cool. Cross your ankle or cross your right leg all the way over for Phoenix kickstand. Right toes press down, half a foot ahead of left toes. Back knee squishes into the back of her front knee to engage glutes, and then she sits nice and low. Hips glide back, lower back, lumbar stays moving inward. Both hands ecstasy, cup the back of your head, elbows hug forward. She's going to find a little bit of movement, that same action, sit down, hips glide back, and then lift forearms up towards the sky. Think stretching all sides of your belly again. You can imagine somebody picking your ribs and lifting them away from your hips, always trying to find that maximum stretch in the belly, that maximum length. Feet ground down, super strong. She supports her head with her hands. Chin stays lifted, throat stays open. She's going into this cool back bend. Woo! Yeah. Awesome. Cool. Come back up to center. We're going to take our right leg, open leg. So right knee goes out to the side, standing leg, that left leg stays bent. Release your hands, right hand soft seed to the top of your right knee. Left hand reaches out like you're flying Superman. Allow your left knee to bend a lot. Push your right knee into right hand. Get your hips to move back. Allow your belly to bow forward. Chin stays lifted, throat stays open. And he's going to step that right foot all the way back into side coil pose. Yeah. Cool. Left forearm to the top of your left thigh. Right hand ecstasy. Elbow reaches forward. It stays in line with your nose, hugging in towards your cheek. Right foot pivots up towards the top right hand corner of the mat. She hovers her heel and narrows her knee towards the same direction as her foot. And now she finds a bit of movement, a little pulse, lifting up her right ribs as she stretches her elbow more towards the front of the room. And he's gone ahead and taken her left hand to catch the backside, outside edge of her left, that is her right thigh. And then her thigh is going to pull against her arm. She gets a way deeper stretch all along her right side body in this way. One more big stretch here. And then she's going to release her thigh and take that left hand just below her left knee. Left knee. You may come into a little bit of a hamstring stretch here. So check it out. Right hand can find your lower back, and this is just going to monitor what's going on with your lower back. Your hand can start below your knee, and if your lower back can't move in here, then we can take it up a little bit higher. So finding what works for you. We want lower back to keep moving in. And then once you find that, begin to lengthen through your front leg. And you stepped her right foot in quite a lot, but also not necessarily necessary. You can keep it back and find the stretch like this, but you might want to, do whatever feels good for you. I don't, this is one of those places that both are right. What can happen here is we can keep a little bend in our left knee So we don't need to totally straighten that leg to find the stretch. As long as we keep lower lumbar moving in, we should be pretty sweet. If you want to keep going down, you can find a deeper stretch by walking your hand further down. Also, energetically drag your right foot back. Find engagement in your right side body. One more inhale. Exhale, rebend through left leg. Super bend into it and transfer your weight into left leg. Come forward just for a second. Take left hand down, right hand down, hitch kick side to side. Sorry. No, I feel. Gonna have some coffee. Coffee is life. Cool. Annie's keeping her knees nice and low, 90 degrees, landing as lightly as she possibly can on the toe pads and mounds, a paw of her foot, arms pushed straight, and then she can find crouching cat or handstand. Yeah, handstand! Rock on, rock on. Twist your cat to the right, toes go to the right, knees go to the right, hips sit towards your heels, pick your right ribs up, left ear drops to left shoulder to lift your ribs up more. Ecstasy, right hand, cupping the back of the head, elbow hugs in towards your cheek. Yeah. Let's take it into back cat, right foot slides behind left foot. Sit your hips nice and low, keep them low, and then pick your ribs up. Big side stretch still. Sit down, lift up, big arch. Annie keeps her left ear hugging in towards her left shoulder. In this way, she could ultimately begin to spin it open. Hips stay low. Ear connects to shoulder to spin heart a little bit more towards the sky, taking this into a little bit more of a back bend. Yeah. Come back to center. Sweet. Hop your feet together. Hop your feet apart. Hop your feet together and stay. Right ankle crosses over top of left thigh. Falcon pose setup. She comes forward more plank-like, pushes the mat away to slowly lower her shin down. Right knee faces more towards the top right hand corner of the mat. Right ankle finds hero, that hollowing of the ankle, that pulling the top of your foot towards your knee. And her right ankle is right in front of her left thigh. Coming down onto forearms. I'll start from the bottom and work our way to the top. So she's going to find that hamstring curl again, her heel energetically pulling towards her glutes. Here, this is a place we can find that glute engagement. Knees are going to push down and out to the side. More glute engagement. I like to play with my ankle pushing into my right ankle pushing into left thigh here. Play with that. Notice how it lights up your glutes and gets into your hip. Allow your belly to be soft, and she's going to push so strong. Forearms into the ground to fill into her upper back. Shoulder blades spread. Top of the head reaches forward. Chin stays lifted. Throat stays open. Belly stays soft, long, strong. Final action here, we can imagine finding that maximum length in your belly, so energetically pull your elbows towards your knees. Option to stay here, or option to pick it up for a little balance and back bend. Hands push down, walk them towards your hips. Left foot can stay lifted. If it does, you want to maintain that hamstring curl, and it's pretty hard here to get your left glute engaged, but can you try to keep it engaged if you keep that foot lifted? Other option could be just to take it down and hero your ankle. So as Annie's doing, hands start at your hips. Maybe they graduate to globe, elbows push forward, broad through shoulders, chin stays lifted, hips stay gliding back. And then if you want to take it a little further, hands find ecstasy, cup the back of your head. This is a super challenging place to balance. If you want to take it into a back bend, I want you to find all the length first. So all of those belly stretches that we've been learning, pick your ribs up, lengthen all sides of your belly to lift up and lean back. Keep hips moving back, keep glutes engaged. Dot, dot, dot. One more full inhale. Exhale, come forward. Hands touch down, crouching cacto. Cool. Couple of hops. Just hopping on the spot. Arms push so straight, grip the mat. Landing lightly. And then hop all the way up to the top of the mat. Cool. Hands find ecstasy. Cup the back of your head. Elbows hug forward. Head pushes into your hands. Hands resist your head. Knees bend. Little extra big toe push down. So imagine pushing down a little button. Knees energetically pushing out. Yeah. Let's take a crescent to the right. Sit down. Hips glide back. Big lift up. Arch over to the right. Imagining those helium balloons, they found their way into your left ribs and they pick up there. Right hand releases, catch outside edge of left thigh. Now we've got some feedback, a little resistance. Left thigh pulls against right hand. Reach your elbows, stretch deep. Cool. Come back up to center. Both hands ecstasy. Sit down. Hips glide back. Big lift up and arch over to the left. Knees keep pushing out. Thinking about picking your bottom right ribs up. We can imagine helium balloons found their way into your right side ribs and they lift up. Stretch your elbow. Release your left hand. Catch the outside edge of your right thigh. Thigh resists against hand to stretch deeper. Hips keep moving back. Knees keep pushing out. Big side stretch. Come back up to center. Release your hands, recovery. Take a moment, just recalibrate. Big full inhale. And full exhale. 2 more just like that. Big inhale. Exhale. 1 more, biggest yet. Inhale. Exhale. Cool. Take your hands out into globe, fingertips connect. Hands nice and low down by your belly button, elbows push forward, big circle from above. Knees bend, energetically pushing outwards, chin stays lifted. Gonna take a step back with our right, that is our left foot, so a little dig drag to take it back, mini lunge. Cool. Awesome, knees bend a lot, hips glide back. Great. We're going to parallel park left glute, so a little pickup of the left as we twist to the right, just twisting with the ribs. So this isn't a dramatic twist, it's just twisting to capacity. Chin stays in line with your sternum, elbows push forward, knees energetically push outwards. Maybe you hover your front heel. Check out where your gaze is. Can you keep it lifted? Can you keep it on the horizon? It's amazing when we take our gaze down or when we just take our eyes and look down how much it impacts your spine. So finding a lifted quality, an open quality with life. Awesome. Come back to center. Drop your front heel if you lifted it. Big bend in your knees to pick your back foot up, propeller pose. Torso leans forward at a 45-degree angle. Standing leg stays bent. Left heel, pull it towards your left glute energetically. Hamstring curl, elbows reach forward. Chin lifts up and down times 3. Notice what goes on with your right toes. Do they flicker? Can you keep them grounded? Next time you come up, swing your ankle over, cross ankle squat. Release your hands, one to the inside of your knee and one to your ankle or heel or somewhere around there. Narrow your left knee towards the front of the room so that you can hollow your groins and sit a little bit deeper. Great. Sitting nice and low, arms push straight to lift your heart high. Allow your belly to bow forward. Lift your chin, lift your gaze. Cool. Now let's keep crossing left leg all the way over, Phoenix kickstand. Left toes half a foot ahead of your right toes so that you can bend your knees a lot. Squish your back knee into the back of your front knee. Hands find ecstasy. Cup the back of your head. Elbows hug in towards your cheek. Let's sit nice and low. Hips glide back. Find the length in your belly. Lift up big. Stretch it out. Can you get the most stretch, the most distance between your ribs and your hips? We can imagine that person who's coming to pick our ribs up away from our hips. Maybe you lean it back. You're supported with your feet, your paws grounding down. Yow, yow. She's supporting her head so much. Big, beautiful, lengthened stretch. Awesome. Come back up to center. Open leg. Left knee goes out to the side. Release your left hand. Soft seed meets the top of your, just at your top knee. Now push your knee into your hand. Hand resists your knee. Right hand reaches out. Now you're flying Superman. Standing leg stays bent. Belly bows forward, chin stays lifted. I love this pose. Yeah. It's so good. We won't stay here so long because I know your right leg's on fire. Let's step left foot back, side coil pose. Right forearm meets the top of right thigh. Cool, left hand ecstasy, hugging elbow in towards your cheek. Now reach your elbow towards the front of the room. Knees bend a lot, booty moves back. Left foot, let's pivot it towards the top left-hand corner of the mat. Hover your back heel and energetically drag it back like you're taking off for a race. And then finding any movement you like here, whatever feels good. As Annie goes to find that deeper, sweeter stretch, she's released her right hand to catch the outside edge of her left thigh. Now her thigh pulls against her hand to stretch deeper. She can pick her left ribs up towards the sky. Yow, yow, yow. Cool, one more big stretch. If you caught your thigh, release it. We're going to take right hand to just below your right knee. Left hand meets your lower back. Now check it out. Is it still moving inwards? If it's not, take your right hand up a little higher. So there can be a tendency to round into your back here. So we don't need to find depth. We need to find integrity in the stretch. Keep lower back moving in to find the hamstring stretch. And then begin to lengthen through your right leg. That is your left paw. Energetically drag it back. So the right toe pads and mounds can drag back. That action that makes your whole left leg fire up. Belly bows forward, chin stays lifted. Ooh, na na na. One more full inhale. Exhale, rebend into your front knee. Take your right hand all the way down. Tip forward from the hips. Both hands touch down. Dome to right. Hitch kick side to side. Get off that leg. We flying. So hitch kicks don't have to be super high. The lower you go, the more strong you'll get in your core. The higher you go, the lighter you become. Arms push so straight. We try and roll our hips just past our heart. This is where we find that sweet place of balance. Knees stay low, 90-degree open. Yow, yow, yow. Crouching pecto. How you doing?
Good. Sweaty.
Yeah, yeah. Cool. Twist your cat to the left. Toes go to the left, knees go to the left, hips sit towards your heels. Pick your left ribs up, drop your right ear to right shoulder. A couple of bends and extends here, big arch. Left hand ecstasy, cup the back of your head, elbow hugs in towards your cheeks. Stretch elbow all the way to the front of the room. Lift your ribs up. Those helium balloons, you can find them all over the place. They like sneak into your ribs, lift you up. Cool, back cat, left foot slides behind right foot. Not very far. Sit hips low towards your heels and pick your ribs up. Right ear to right shoulder to pick your ribs up more. Sit down, lift up. Sit down, hips drop low, big lift up. Option to stay here, just focusing on the side stretch, or option to spin it open. In order to do that, right ear keeps connected to right shoulder. Keep your heart lifting high, keep your hips dropping low. Hand supports your head so we don't crunch cervical. Open it up, ba ba ba. You. Come back to center.
I thought I had to be you.
Just your necklace. Cool. Hop your feet together. Hop your feet apart. And hop your feet together to stay. Set up for Falcon. This time left side, left ankle crosses over top of right thigh. Push yourself forward, so more plank-like position, and then keep pushing the mat away to slowly lower your shin down. This left knee pivots more up towards the top left-hand corner of the mat. This allows your groins to open, hips to move up and back. Walking down onto your forearms. We'll start at the bottom and work our way to the top again. So we find this hamstring curl again. It's all over the place, where our right heel energetically pulls towards our right glute. Knees are going to push down and out to the side. Left ankle, hero that foot. So right here is hollowed. And then I like playing with this action of this ankle pushing into her right thigh. Thigh pushes back into the ankle. Did I say knees push down and out to the side? If I didn't, now you know. Forearms push down so strong. Fill into your upper back. Shoulder blades spread. Allow your belly to be soft, long, and strong. Lower back moves in. Top of your head reaches forward. Final action to find the length. Sometimes if you're super hip flexy, this isn't going to get into your hips so much, although the press between the ankle and the thigh kind of fixes that for me a little bit. It gets it into the hips and glutes a little bit more. But we can find a long, strong belly here. So forearms energetically pull towards your knees. Imagine your ribs are stretching forward and your hips are stretching back. Cool. Option to stay here and just work on this, or option to come up, play with a little balance and back bend. Hands walk in towards your hips. Right heel can stay, right foot, that leg can stay lifted if it does. I want you to find that hamstring curl thing so that we keep our glutes engaged. Great, hands start at the hips. If this feels cool, graduate to globe hands, elbows push forward, broad through shoulders. If this still feels cool, both hands ecstasy, cup the back of your head. Elbows hug forward. Now work with finding the length. We've been working with it all class long, where we lift up, get so light lifted. Maybe you lean it back, hips stay moving back, glutes stay engaged. If it's too much to balance, you can always drop your right foot down, hero that ankle. Yeah. Cool. Come back to center as you're ready. Hands drop low. Dome to bright, crouching cat. Great. Twist your cat to the right. Toes go to the right, knees go to the right. Hips sit towards your heels. Lift your right ribs up. Couple of bends and extends just because they're really sweet. These are maybe some of my favorite morning stretches. Coming back to center. Let's twist to the left. Couple of bends and extends. Lift up. Drop right hip down. Reach right arm long, side bow. Just using this as a transition. Head rolls off of bicep. Arms reach up to the sky. Roll onto your back and shimmy your way back onto your mat. Do a tiny bit of core here because, of course, Take your knees into the air. It's like my worst joke that I can't get rid of. Like, I can't stop saying it. So
This is the first time I hear it.
Ah, yeah, good. Okay, so knees in the air at a 90-degree angle. Hero your ankle, so that hollowing of the ankle, we find it on the ground, and it's easy when we have something to push against and we have a little feedback. Can you find it in the air where we keep the top of our foot soft and we just crunch the inner ankle? Awesome. Arms reach up to the sky like soft seeds, those soft fists. Push them strong away from you. Now move your knees a little bit away from you, so you'll notice here when you do this, lower back lifts, belly gets tight and strong. Now reach your arms a little bit more towards me or the front of the room, the front of your mat. This even more so gets your belly tight, strong, long. Let's find some movement. Let's have heels drop down, little tap, lift them back up, and then keep going. Heels tap down, lift them up. This is a great place. Maybe this is where you stay. Or maybe we add hands with it. So as your heels drop down, arms reach even more towards the front of the room, and then take your hands to your knees, little push together when they meet, and keep going. Can we focus on tightening our tummy as we extend long? There is something to be said about being accountable for abs. You can take them wherever you go. So in every pose, you can be finding those inner lines that get so strong, long. Cool, a couple more of these. Next time your hands come towards your knees, hands touch knees, now push knees into hands, hands resist knees. Just for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Full inhale. Full exhale. One more full inhale. Exhale. Yow yow. Let's do a little bit more core. Take your hands back into the air, stretch them long, take your knees back into the air, 90-degree angle. Move your knees a little bit away from you, reach your arms a little bit away from you so that they kind of go in opposite directions. Now take your knees to the right, arms to the left, halfway. I've been playing with this thing where that thing might be in the way. You should just go up. Yeah. So where I extend my left leg, stretch it long. So the top leg extends a little bit long. This kind of gets this like really awesome, sweet and strong stretch along your whole left side body. Come back up to center, both knees bend, switch directions, knees to the left, arms to the right. And then playing with that lengthening of the right leg, stretch it long. Arms push so strong. Come back up to center. Go the other way. Knees to the right, arms to the left. Option 2, do what I've been doing, that lengthening, or you could find a little bicycle, whatever kind of motion you feel up for. Sometimes, or this is in particular one where I feel less is a lot more. We don't have to, it's almost like the further we go over, the less it is. Cool, come back up to center and let's switch directions. Knees to the left, arms to the right. Option to extend the top leg long like we did before, or option to find a little movement with a bicycle or a little Stairmaster. Cool. Come back up to center. And then release your legs. Cool. Let's do a little BOWSPRING bridge. Let's take your feet right behind your sits bones. Hands come into chin up bar. Fingertips right beside your ears. Elbows up to the sky. To start, lift your hips up away from the ground. Now imagine you have a string attached to your belly button and it's pulling your belly up. And then begin to drop your bum down. So We could have this idea that your glutes, your butt is ripe fruit and it's falling down towards the ground as your belly stays lifted high. Notice how she has her upper back flat, supported on, flat, I don't like that word, grounded on the ground. Grounded on the ground. Belly is long, lifted, strong. Lower back is lifted. You could fit quite a lot of anything under here. Whatever. Cool. And then lower down. Let's do one more of those. So hips lift, and then setting yourself up, imagine the string connected to your belly button, lifting your belly up high as you drop your hips down low. If you have a block at home, like this little shorter block, this is a nice thing to kind of play with. If like Annie's super flexible, but this is kind of a cool thing to have something to be able to meet. Still, not everybody has the flexibility that she does in her lower back. Yeah. Cool. And then release. And we'll just end with a little twist. So take your right leg and cross it all the way over. Actually, no, let's do a little. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, cross your right ankle over top of your left thigh. And then keeping your lower back lifted. And this is tricky here. Most people, if they pull their shin towards them, they're going to collapse their lower back down to the ground. So can you keep it lifted? Maybe you just hold on to the top of your shin. Maybe you take your left hand to your left knee. Maybe you do as Annie's done, you catch the outside edge of your shin or behind your thigh. Arms pull straight. Chin stays lifted. Lower back stays lifted. Belly's long. Great. Release whatever you've caught. Allow your left foot to fall back down, and then just a gentle twist, keeping your feet and legs as they are. Right foot falls to the left. Hands can find cactus or chin-up bar, or both me and Annie love left hand going to right ankle here, chin-up bar with our right arm. You can find an energetic push of your right knee away from you, and energetic is just to your own capacity without your own help, so you don't assist yourself with that push, and you just find it within your own strength. Yeah, tendency here will be to look at your legs, so can you just take your gaze and look up, maintain your cervical spine. Moving inwards, I should say. Maintain it moving in. We love curvy. Engage your core to lift back up to center. Uncross your legs and switching sides. Left ankle crosses over right thigh. Option to stay here. If this is, sometimes there's something really beautiful to be said about just doing less and being very soft and gentle, especially coming up at the end of a BOWSPRING practice that has been relatively fierce. In this place, can we keep our lower back lifted? And then option to catch your shin, or maybe taking right hand to knee, or behind your thigh, or onto your shin as Annie's done. You can hero both of your feet, arms pull straight, belly's long, chin's lifted. All of the things. I love coffee, even if it's cold. Awesome. Awesome. Release your thigh. Keep your feet as they are. Allow your right foot to fall or meet the mat. And then left foot falls over to the side for a gentle twist. Right hand can catch left ankle. Left hand can find chin up bar. We could have an energetic push of the left knee away from us. Chin stays lifted, gaze stays lifted. Check it out. You should play around with that. Notice that when you take your eyes wherever they look, how much it impacts where your chin, how your spine is. There's this epidemic going around called text neck, and it's kind of scary because majority of us have cell phones these days, and we're all staring at them. So it's almost like we need to find some contraption that holds the cell phone right in front of us, or something, or that we don't have to actually look at it anymore, that we can just talk to it. Have to get a little bit tech savvy. That's a new business. I'm sure somebody's doing it. Maybe. But just being accountable for where you, and knowing how much it impacts, where your eyes go, where your gaze goes, affects what's going on with your neck and consequently your entire spine. Engage your core to lift back up the center. Release your ankle from your thigh and catch both of your knees with your hands, and then allow your knees to pull heavy so they pull away from you. Arms pull straight, upper back is broad on the mat, lower back is lifted, belly's long. Freedom pose, little rocks from side to side if you like that. Little massage for your lower back. And then release your legs long. Assimilation, a pose of rest, a pose of integration. A time where we allow all of the work we've just done to absorb. A couple of options here. You can take your hands to your glutes and spread your cheeks to lie a little bit more lovely. You can take your hands, wrap them around yourself, give yourself a big bear hug, grab for opposite shoulders, spread them so that you can lie a little bit more lovely. You can stay hanging out here, or you can release your hands out to the side, taking up as much space or as little space as you need. A couple of moments of rest. Take all the time you need. Start your day off right. Happy summer solstice. I think that's all we got for you today. So, namaste.
Namaste.
Coffee.